Colleague Agni now, because now it appears that travel platforms from actually boardroom and maybe travel issues are now also going into geopolitical tussles. EaseMyTrip's founder and chairman Nishant Pitti firmly reiterated claims that MakeMyTrip has alleged Chinese ties and it is a security concern when Indian Armed Forces personnel book tickets on the platform. Pitti claimed that this competitor's board members have direct ties with China, adding that despite the appointment of a new director, the deep-rooted structure of alleged Chinese-backed influence of the company cannot be ignored. My colleague Agni joining us with more on this. Agni, what have we heard in terms of response of, MakeMyTrip, and what is the truth currently? Because there is a lot of, hearsay, but we also saw MakeMyTrip coming out and say that they're very much an Indian company.
Right. So before we move on to what has been said and what has not been said, let's set some context here. So India and Pakistan are in the middle of geopolitical tensions right now. And China, of course, has always been sort of leaning towards Pakistan. So this is where Pitti's allegations stem from. He says that MakeMyTrip is on the inside it's a Chinese company, and that Indian Armed Forces booking their tickets on MakeMyTrip have to give their military ID, which again is something that is data stored by the Chinese. So Pitti says that this is a label of this is a national security concern, and he says that the company, 5 out of the 10 board members in the company have Chinese links or ties. Now, MakeMyTrip has dismissed these allegations and called them motivated. It has also said that it is a company built by Indians, which is run by Indians, and millions of Indian travelers also use MakeMyTrip on a frequent basis. So, Nishant Pitti has said that strategic board committees on the MMT are also influenced by Chinese linked directors. He has hit out at the rival company, which had recently appointed a Mauritius-based director and has called it a cosmetic change. Now, MakeMyTrip, remember, reiterated its position as a strongly Indian company, but it is getting, as Pitti's comments on social media are getting an increasing amount of traction as he points out these ties to Chinese links.
Right, Agni, thanks so much for that. We'll continue tracking the latest in this and bring you all of the developments. Moving on.